Well, good evening and welcome to About the Valley. And my guests tonight are from an organization located right here in the Linwood Mill called Girls on the Run. And it's an organization to help girls to become better people, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I'm not going to name all my guests because I can't remember all these names. So I'll start with Karen and you're,
Sure. My name's Karen Spencer. I'm the Executive Director for Girls on the Run.
yeah.
I'm Katie Esposito, the Program Coordinator.
And I'm Tessa Schofer, former coach and helper in the office at times.
And we'll let the girls introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I did Girls on the Run. And I'm Ellie, and I've done Girls on the Run in the previous years.
All right. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what Girls on a Run is about because, like myself, I didn't know anything about it. I don't have any daughters, so that's one reason. I know about scouting because I was involved with that. But this is a similar organization, isn't it? Somewhat?
Yeah, so we're an after-school program. We are a social emotional development. So we mainly focus on empowerment and teaching girls life skills. So we do that after school, and we integrate running into the programming so that the girls can build upon that and run a 5K at the end of the season.
Oh, so the running part is part of the program to build your skill, like in scouting, camping, and things like that, or as part of the program. But in the meantime, you're trying to build a better person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea behind it. And they go to train to run,
Right.
but also do some individual building.
Correct. So, yeah, so we mainly focus on the individual, but also coming together as a team and how to work together with your peers.
Mhm.
And we also do a community service project as part of the programming in the elementary school. And, you know, the girls learn more about how to give back to their community. We like to keep it local to whatever school system, town that they're in. So Ellie and Kate can speak a little bit about
Yeah, great.
what do you guys remember what your community service project was?
One year we made tie blankets for the elderly and brought them to the nursing home,
The senior center.
Oh.
senior center. We made posters for our environment and to help with things like that, like some ideas to like pick up trash, don't litter, things like that.
Ah,
Awesome.
and now, when did this program get started?
So the program is actually a national program. It's in every
Yes.
state across the country. It started in 1996 down in
Oh,
North
okay.
Carolina. So it's been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
We started our council in Worcester County in 2014. We had our first season in the spring of 2015. So we're fairly young in this area. Massachusetts as a whole has 3 councils, and Greater Boston started about a year ahead of us. So
Oh, but that's the other thing too. Now you're located in Linwood Mill, but you actually service Worcester County.
correct.
See, the whole county. I noticed. Are you still looking for a coach in Holden?
We actually have 3. We're at 3 schools in Holden,
Oh.
and this season we have a huge waiting list for one of our teams at the Mayo School. So, but we're always looking for coaches in that area because we have a huge need.
We hit on something there. You're involved with the schools, so you work. You coordinate with the schools,
Yes.
all the public schools, the private schools.
Yeah, Wise Community Center.
Oh.
One of our first sites in 2015 was at the Whiten Community Center.
Oh.
We have a great relationship with them, and
Okay.
yeah, so they've been a huge supporter of ours.
And so it's somewhat like a sports program then.
Exactly.
A lot of people think that the program is all just about running, but like she said before, we follow a curriculum. So each week it builds upon the previous week, and we kind of focus on a theme for that week. And we work with the girls and we warm them up, and hopefully most of the time they don't realize they're running. So we definitely use it as a tool to use their minds.
Do you use the track or?
We use anything. It could be a football field, it could be
Oh.
just any outdoor space.
Oh, okay. You don't run in the street,
Not normally, no.
right?
Depends on where we are.
Although the races can be sometimes,
the
you know, but they
5K.
usually
Yeah,
set
but
up
that's coordinated to
Yes.
where you have police and you have the traffic.
under control.
Sectioned
Yes.
off, so,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. Right.
But, you know, well, we got the bike paths that are coming, well, hopefully coming to Northbridge soon. But you got Millbury, you got one down in Blackstone now. That's a great place to run. No traffic.
We, like at Bomber School, we have to use sort of an enclosed area. You have to be able to see the girls.
Oh,
So depending on how many extra people, extra helpers you have, you want to make sure that they're in sight of one of the coaches, at whether it's a coach or a junior coach at all times. So sometimes it is easier to have a smaller space, and then
we
they
can watch all
do
around.
laps.
Yeah.
Exactly. We count laps. That's often they get sometimes a little reward for how many laps they do as
Oh.
another motivation. Some need a little more than others.
Yeah.
But so sometimes it just depends on the space and the school and
Running is
available.
becoming very popular, I know, I mean.
and
I-
something everybody can do.
Yeah.
Even the girls that don't think they can run learn that they can. You know,
Yeah,
even
and-
if it's a
and-
fast walk.
It's not an
Moving.
expensive equipment thing either. Football can be extremely expensive, but running, you need a good pair of shoes.
Right.
Really, that's about it.
Right. And Karen has some sponsors that help provide them for the ones in need.
Yes, I saw you got a number of sponsors on your site.
Yeah. We have a lot of national sponsors, so
Yes.
in previous years, ASICS has been a sponsor of ours, so we provide any girl that needs a good pair of running shoes, we provide them for the girls.
Ah.
This season, going into 2019, Adidas is our national sponsor, so we'll be able
Oh, okay.
to get girls some really good sneakers from Adidas this time.
Of course, you need more than one pair because at their age they're growing fast.
Yeah, yeah.
So the pair they wore one year doesn't fit the following year.
No, but
Right.
hopefully at least the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
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 But, and you find they really enjoy the running part.
Yeah, they actually learn to love it, and we speak to a lot of coaches reach out to us about wanting to get involved in the program because they found running later on in life, maybe in their 30s or 40s, and they realized like what it did for them mentally, not only physically, but you know how to relieve stress and deal with anxiety and things like that. So a lot of women find out about Girls on the Run, and men too, and want to bring that to their children or even their students so that they can, you know, teach them about what they've learned,
Yeah.
you know.
You find a lot of these girls end up going on the track team?
So I found when I started out as a coach, I found that a lot of the girls through the program ended up going on in middle school and trying out for the cross-country team.
Yeah.
And these were girls that probably didn't realize that they had any, desire to be into that athletic world. So I was happy to see that we have a Heart and Soul program, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we actually found that we didn't have a lot of participation because they were going into other activities, which is what we want them to be doing
Well,
anyway.
well, you do a 5K run, right?
Yep.
Which is what, about
0.2
2.
something miles?
with
3.1.
3.1.
3.1.
3.1.
3.1, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
6.2
Yeah,
is
I'm not good
Yeah.
on my kilometers to miles, but I know it's a little bit less, but
Yeah.
it's up there. That's good, 3 miles is a good, that's a good amount of distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd invite anyone to come to our race. We do one in the spring and one in the fall, and we're fortunate enough we get to stand at the finish line and hand out their medals.
Oh,
And it is probably the most inspiring thing to see. These girls cross the finish line. You can just see how proud they are of themselves.
now you don't do that on the street.
We do it at the Lake Park in Worcester, and it is
Oh,
a down
okay.
and back right by Lake Quinsigamond.
Yeah, I know, it's a beautiful park down there.
Yeah. So it's
Oh.
a sanctioned 5K, and we have police detail, and
Well, do you have to do several times around the track, right?
no, we do
Oh, they
inside
have
and
running
outside the
trails.
course.
Yeah.
They have a
Yeah.
running trail through there, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also on the street.
Yeah, some of it's on the
Down
street.
and
Yes,
back, but
yes, I
it's
see people running there. I
monitored.
haven't gone that way in a while, but I used
Yeah.
to go by there often. You see people running.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful park over
Yeah.
there.
it is. It's a great site.
Well, so you draw a pretty good crowd then.
Yeah. Yeah, last race we probably had over 750 runners.
Wow,
So,
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah, but
You
Probably
almost
had-
fill up the 3 miles.
yeah, half of them were girls, probably, most of them were grades 5 and under, so.
Wow.
They each run with a sponsor,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
make sure that
Right.
they're always.
The start looks like the Boston Marathon in
It sure
Hopkinton, right?
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing.
it is.
Wow. I mean, and that, like I say, that is quite a distance. You try it sometime. I mean, walking 3 miles for me would be a chore.
That's why it's pretty neat to see these girls in 3rd and 4th grade, and then up, of course, running and getting through 3 miles, and
Yeah.
some of them running the whole time. Some of them run walking, and some of them walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, we call it a race in a way, but it's really, or run, because there's not pressure for the girls to.
Yeah. The idea is to
Run
get through the
fast.
3.1.
Exactly.
You know, doesn't matter if you walk it or you run it, just get through it.
Moving
Right.
forward, we tell them, right?
Yes.
Just keep
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah,
right.
here's the goal now, you meet the
Yeah.
goal.
Right.
Now you start with a lesser goal.
Yeah, so, part of the curriculum, what I like to point out too is that the girls don't have to be runners, and
Or
coaches.
athletes.
Yeah, or athletes for that matter. And coaches don't need to be athletes or runners themselves. The curriculum builds on, week to week. So the first couple of lessons, we talk about what it means to be part of a team. And then we build on the time the girls run the laps. So towards the end, we're trying to get them ready to feel confident to complete the 5K. So we build on that, and we probably run, a good 40 minutes, in totality. But
Right.
we're playing
But
a
you're
lot
doing
of
other things as
yeah,
well.
we're playing games, and we're having girls think about different scenarios and, whatever topic we're dealing with that day. Maybe it's empathy, or it's friendship, or communication. And the girls have different scenarios they have to kind of like deal with, and then come up with a solution to the problem.
Well, I know today, kids got a lot tougher growing up because of things like Facebook and whatever those others are called. That's the only one I'm familiar with.
Social media.
Yeah, social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
And, before, you might have problems in school, but when you went home, you could forget about it. But today, they got it 24 hours a day because people go back and forth, and they can be pretty cruel. Kids can be really cruel to one another. They don't think of they're hurting anyone. They just think, oh, no big deal.
It's a lot for them to deal with, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we have a lesson that's called Words Matter. And we actually, we use a toothpaste, and we have the girls, we talk about how when you say something and you put it out into the world, you really can't take it back.
That's true.
So we have the girls kind of go through trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube. And they all love it, but they all think they can do it, but they can't.
That's a good way of learning.
yeah.
That's a good deal.
So-
There's no way you get that toothpaste back in
No.
there. I don't care what you do.
Not that much of it, right?
No. Girls, do you want to talk about your favorite lesson that you remember from Girls on the Run?
We both really like Star Power. It was a lesson about it was kind of like your self-esteem kind of.
Mhm.
So it was kind of like about when not even words, but anything brings you down, look for your star power to bring you back up.
Yes.
Another one we liked was empathy, and that was kind of like feeling what other people are feeling. So if somebody's having a rough day, being able to help them out, not only from your experience, but knowing what happened to them, and kind of being like, oh, this happened to me once too, so you can relate to them and help them feel better.
Awesome.
Yeah, the thing is, what you really have to instill in kids today is that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you, it's what you think of you. It's what's inside you. You know that you're better, and that you're good at this, and you're better than this, and that's all that matters.
Right.
And you'll
Exactly.
succeed. Nobody can tell you otherwise.
Instilling that confidence. And I think, like
Yeah.
I said, when you go to the 5K and you see these girls, and some of them have totally different situations than all of us sitting here, but when they cross that line, you see that look that they
Yeah.
can now carry with them for the rest of their life and
Yeah.
know they can do it.
Yeah, I was able to do this now. That makes me feel, hey, I can reach that goal. I can do that. I know what you're saying. My whole life is like that. I had to set my goals, and that's what I did. I always wanted to be on TV, and look at me now.
That's right.
25 years. I always wanted to work in radio, now I do it. I didn't start until I was 69 years old, but
Hey, but you got there.
I got there, yeah. And that's the way you gotta look at it. And, you know, and that's the way it is, kids. You know, don't care what anybody tells you.
You're hired, you're gonna coach.
I know, we
Next
may
season.
have to bring you
Ask you.
on.
Yeah.
You take both men and women as coaches?
Yes, we encourage all, you know, anyone, you know, older people, younger people. We have a great junior coach program. Kids in high school can give back and get volunteer hours to, by volunteering to coach.
Yeah, I mean, at high school now, you have to do outside things like that for credits, right?
For National Honor
Community service,
Society.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
just for graduation in
Yeah.
Northbridge anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, just for graduation now, I believe. I mean, we didn't do it when I was in high school, but they do now,
Yeah.
which is not
Which
a
is
bad
great,
thing.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Great
great,
thing.
yeah, the girls
Yeah.
love it because they see somebody in their own community, you know, and they can
Right.
look up to, so it's
Yeah,
helpful for the
no,
girls.
it is good, and it teaches them to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And give
One
it back
thing-
to the community.
Yeah, if you don't get involved, if people don't get involved in the community, who's gonna do it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on 3 town boards, for crying out loud.
Getting involved.
Do everything.
Right.
I can't volunteer for you because I'm already committed now. I got committed by the Park Service 2 weeks ago. I had them on, and they got me committed.
you
to-
Oh, they got to
Well, that's how they do
before us.
it, huh?
Darn it.
I'm gonna be a tour guide.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
you know the area pretty well.
Yeah, well, we have a local historic district we're working on in Whitensville
Mhm.
to show how the Whitens developed the village itself. You know, it was not always Whitensville. It used to be called South Northbridge.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
which sounds kind of stupid, doesn't it? I mean, I
South
always said,
north, yeah.
yeah, South Northbridge, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It should- You know, Southbridge, but probably was already taken, I don't know.
Right.
Because, you know, Northbridge Center was the center of town. That was the heart of the town, and this village started up down here, they called it South Northbridge.
Huh.
Of course, you had Rockdale, Linwood, Riverdale, and Whitensville was, but when John Whiten died, his family wanted it named in his honor, and that's
honored
when it
him.
came to be
Oh,
Whitensville.
wow,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's great.
it's always great to know a history of where you
Sure.
live.
You're right.
Always interesting.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
That's why
Now, do you
people
get
like
into
you.
that with the kids too? Do you get, a little history or?
Yeah, we don't really do
No.
that. This is what you could bring to the table.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad, you know, I'm a big history guy. I just nuts over history. I read history books all the time, and I like to know why something happened, why this developed, what was the reason this happened? You know why this got the name Rockdale? This was Holbrook, Upper Holbrook Village. Because the guy who built the first mill, his name was Holbrook. Riverdale was Lower Holbrook Village. The Whitens took it over after a depression. And when they took over Holbrook, they didn't like the Holbrooks because they were like competition. We're gonna change the name.
Renamed it.
And they called it Rockdale because of the Shining Rocks.
Oh.
Oh.
I always said, if you dig a hole around here, you know why they call it Rockdale.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
ledge.
A lot of ledge in this
Yes.
party. Yeah.
But yes, and I always wondered about that. Well, so I do my research and I find out why did this happen? That's why I like history, because
Yeah.
it teaches you that stuff.
Absolutely. And know your area.
That's
Yeah.
great. Wow.
Well, when we do the tour in September, you'll have to bring them out.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's gonna be in the Go book that's put out by the Valley, the Heritage,
Oh, yeah, right in
Quarter, yeah.
our office.
yeah,
Our neighbor.
yeah, Bonnie Combs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bonnie does a great job with it. She got me into recycling. I have these
Good thing
people on, they
too.
all get me influenced. I'm influenced by all my guests.
Oh, that's great.
That's good.
That's great.
You're gonna take up running next, right?
Yeah, I wish I could run.
Oh.
Arthritis is taking my knees over.
Can walk. Can
I
still
do walk.
our things.
I stay as active as possible,
Good.
and because that's how you fight it.
Keep moving.
Yes. I always say, if you stop, you drop.
That's a good motto.
You gotta stay busy all the time. You got a reason to wake up every morning.
That's right. Keep yourself young and active.
So you
That's
stay active. But yeah, so how did you get into this yourself?
So I first heard
I'll
about
ask each of you.
I first heard about the program, I think in 2004 it was.
You had some daughters, or a daughter that
I
you wanted to
have,
get in?
my oldest is a girl. She was, I think, 3 at the time, 3.5 or so. So I had heard about the program through a friend of mine, and she was, you know, dealing with some issues with her oldest daughter, who I think was in 4th grade at the time.
Mhm.
And just, you know, some friendship issues,
Yeah,
you know, borderline bullying, and
Yeah.
just, you know, her friends telling her she couldn't do cartwheels, and we don't want to play with you at recess kind of stuff. So,
kids are cool, aren't they? Oh,
yeah, so, you know, I come from a big family. I'm one of 7 and the youngest, and
well,
my-
you know what it's like to be pushed
Yeah.
around.
I just, you know, I think I was talking to Katie today, and we were meeting with someone, and I said I probably got picked on and bullied a little bit when I was younger, but I just never let it affect me, and
Right.
I just, you know, kind of grew up in a household that I didn't really.
Well, I think if you come from with a lot of siblings, it becomes a norm, and you don't think anything of it. It doesn't affect you. But today we have a lot of smaller families.
Sure.
In a lot of cases, one child only is quite common,
Mhm.
and so their only interaction with other
With-
kids is when they go
Sure.
to school.
Sure, that's a great point. Yeah, so it basically, you know, my friend's sister had discovered this book, and it's called Girls on Track, and it's by the founder of Girls on the Run.
Oh,
She came up with this curriculum and basically wanted to address the fact that little girls are put into a box by society.
that's true. Yes.
So, you know, society tells girls what they should do and how they should behave, and so she developed this program, and she handed me the book and said, you know, I think you should do this program with our daughters, and who were 3.5 at the time. So I read the book. I had a couple more kids and got kind of sidetracked in life. So it kept coming up in my life.
Yeah.
I had heard about a friend's niece was doing it down in South Carolina, and you know, so it just kept kind of creeping into my life, honestly. So finally, when my daughter was going into, I think, 8th grade, I said, you know, I'm just going to try and see if I can coach the program, but it wasn't in Worcester,
was
and the
gonna say,
nearest
yeah.
was Boston.
Oh,
So
wow, that's kind of a trip.
Long
yeah,
commute.
yeah. So I said, well, let me look into bringing it to the area and see what that looks like. So looked into that and went through the application process, which was very extensive. And the Girls on the Run International, they want to make sure that you're vested and passionate about the program.
Oh, yeah.
So 297 pages later, I sent in my application, and
You're gonna send in the query thing.
right, yep. So, you know, formed a board of interested people across the community. A lot of people I didn't know, and some of the people I did know, grabbed a few of my friends along the way and said, you know, I have this idea. I want to really bring this to our area for our girls. You know, so in the process, just kind of like did a lot of soul searching and thought to myself, why do I really want to do this program? Like, why does this, you know, matter? And my husband, you know, honestly thought I was a little nuts at first. He's like, of course you want to work for free and not make any money. And but after some convincing, because he coaches a lot in the Uxbridge community, and had been coaching baseball and basketball at the time, and I was like, you know, that time when you get a kid that can't really even swing the bat, and then he finally gets a hit, that's what I want. Like, I want to
Yeah.
experience that growth and that, you know, being able to reach kids in the
The
community.
efficacy of knowing you succeeded.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so he's like, oh, now I get it.
Yep.
So, you know, so we put together this application, and in part of the application, Girls on the Run wants to know why you really want to do it. So I look back to a point in my life. My daughter was maybe 9 months old, and my sister passed away. And Tessa and I's friend from high school passed away the same couple months later. So, I was like, why is this happening, like, at this point in my life? But honestly, like,
That's when you realize how precious life really is.
Right,
How
exactly.
fragile it is.
Exactly. And, my sister passed away of addiction, and something she struggled with,
Yeah.
for most of her life. And it's something that's very, pervasive in people's families. And
Oh,
to
I
me,
know.
yeah, and I mean, know a lot of people that it's touched, and it's, really unfortunate. So for me, and I had this friend of ours that passed away, was an amazing athlete, went to school on a full scholarship for field hockey, became a doctor, and
Wow.
within months she passed away of ovarian cancer.
Oh,
So to me, I was like, this is like such a strange thing,
yeah.
but
Cancer is a horrible thing.
right, and it just, was such a pivotal point for me in my life. But I thought to myself, I really want to be proactive about how I give back.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of dealing with maybe drug addiction or how to help people deal with that, I thought, what better way to be more proactive about something and help girls never really get to that point.
Right.
So I looked into Girls on the Run, and I thought to myself, well, this would be a great way to give girls confidence, give girls that sense of worth and value before they have, a problem with alcohol and drugs and,
But what
those
a
types of
task you
things.
took on. I mean, you're running a chapter. It's not like being a coach and someone else. You got to do fundraising.
Mhm.
You've got an office to pay for. You got to hope you bring enough money in to pay the bills. It's not an
Yeah.
easy thing to do.
No, I had no idea what I was getting into,
I was
honestly.
gonna say. I mean,
I have a business degree, and I honestly have always been very business driven, but I was like, well, we got to get this, happening. Like, just was never, I never took no for an answer, really.
but running a organization like you're running, you're not selling a product.
Right.
Okay, in business, you sell a product, you make a profit, you get, everyone's happy. But here, you got to go out and get people to donate to you.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you giving in return other than a big thank you?
Right.
It's not that
Fortunately,
easy.
there are companies out there that do want to invest in communities
Right.
and are always looking for some programs to. Katie seems to find people here and there, and
Yeah.
so there are people
No,
that
there are.
want to
There's
help.
a lot of
so
corporations that are
it's
really
just
good
finding
about
them.
that.
Yeah.
When you think about what's in it for them, any local businesses that invest in these girls are the same girls that are going to be working for them at some point.
Or they'll be
And hopefully-
consumers of their business.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Productive.
If everyone just takes care of their own town,
Well,
we'd
it
be a
gives them
better
publicity
society.
too. I mean, you put them on the website.
Absolutely. We have 5K T-shirts. We have our Girls on the Run program T-shirts
Yeah.
that they'd be
Oh, and
wearing,
you put the names on it.
and on the back too.
Yeah, and it's good. Like Justice is a store that's aimed at young girls.
Yep.
I know my granddaughter loved Justice. But now she's too old. She's 16 now, so that's out of it.
Yeah.
She's grown out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Now she's into that other store there. I forget the name of it.
American
Aerie,
Eagle.
American Eagle.
Oh, that's one of them.
Yeah.
No,
Do you
the-
want to talk about how you got involved?
Oh, how did I get involved? Wow.
Yeah.
And
Well, if I
Tessa?
hadn't known her, I probably wouldn't have gotten involved. I wouldn't have known anything about it. But fortunately for me, both of these girls are good friends of mine who I've met, and it's interesting that I met her husband through sports and coaching, stuff like that, before I even met her.
Oh.
But once I met her, she started talking about this program, and I grew up with 2 older brothers. I have 2 little boys, so I don't have any girls, and I considered myself growing up kind of like one of the guys when I was with my brothers all the time.
Yeah.
I love sports, and I think that, without even knowing it, looking back on it, I realized what a confidence it instilled in me. So when she brought this program to me, I said, sure, I'll coach that. I didn't realize what kind of undertaking it was at the time. Again, I kind of thought, oh, Girls on the Run, so we're going to run around. I'm going to tell them how to do like push-ups and stuff. Great.
It's quite a commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a commitment.
Yeah.
But I was so surprised at how much it affected me. Just going through the lessons and everything, I joke around that I bring those lessons home to my husband and to my own children, and we use them all the time. So I was surprised at how much I loved the program, and how attached I got to the girls.
Well, did you find that you have 2 boys,
Yes.
so it gives you a chance to have some daughters.
Oh my gosh, it's great. Have
Yeah.
girl time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I know, I got 2 boys, and my wife Linda just nuts about the granddaughter, about Haley, because that's her daughter now.
Yes.
You know, we ended up with 2 boys, and no problem with me. I mean, I was into scouting with them and all that stuff.
Yep.
But now she gets to do the girl thing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And how about you, Tess? How did you get in?
Same thing. We all go to CrossFit together, so we work out together, and I would hear Karen talk about the program a lot. It took me a couple seasons to decide if I had the time or not with my
Yeah.
own children playing sports after school, but finally decided that this was something I couldn't not be a part of. I'm not coaching presently, but I did for 4 different seasons. There's a spring and a fall and a spring season each year. But same as Katie, I just found the lessons were such a good reminder as an adult how to treat people, how to, have compassion, how to empathize with people, how to be a friend. And Elly and I talk about things a lot. We would bring home the lessons and talk about them, share them with I have 3 girls, 2 older girls, and then 2 boys. So it's great making the connection with the girls. You feel like they are your girls, and then to see them cross the finish line at the end of the race, and just be able to give them high fives and know that you did something together for a few months, and just a lot of positive feedback from all the girls that did the program. Even the ones that didn't love running, loved the lessons or loved being a part of a team. We were definitely a mix of athletes and non-athletes, and it gives all the girls a chance to just do something athletic, but yet be able to be creative, use different skills, and they all kind of learn that we're all different. We can all bring something to a team, and that's why it was neat to call it practices. Our twice-a-week sessions were practices, and our group was a team, so it's just a great thing to be able to give back to. So I'm not coaching right now, but I like to stop by Karen's office and help her with her busy
She
work.
helps us with everything.
But you made a point too. The coaches get something out of it. Not just the satisfaction of helping these girls out, but like you said, you learn things yourself
Absolutely.
that you never thought about because you might not be aware of it.
It's just a reminder sometimes.
Yeah.
You think that everybody knows these things. You think everybody knows how to show gratitude, be grateful for what you have, to be kind,
Yeah.
and to try to put yourself in someone else's situation and not just assume someone's always coming at you, in a negative way. They may be just having a bad day,
Yeah.
So it's just, I think everybody can use a little reminder about how to function in a society, in a community, and so yeah, it's been a great experience for me, and I do hope to help Karen coach again.
Well, it's human nature too for people to want to congregate together. We are a species that, there are people that don't need it.
Yeah,
And
social
always
group
have-
we
yeah,
are.
Yeah, you have some loners in the world, but for the most part, we need other people. And this is a good way of building a camaraderie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
For the adults, you get together, and also with the girls. They get to meet friends that they never would meet,
Right.
because you're bringing them in from all over Worcester County.
We just ran a coaches training last weekend, and I pulled her aside in the back after halfway through, and I said, holy cow, like, these coaches are amazing, and they're all volunteering their time for a
Yep.
whole season. I was joking with her, and I stood up in front of them all, but I said she didn't want me to say that because you're all volunteering, and I didn't want to tell you how good you were. But it's amazing how many people are willing to give their time to help everyone.
And how far out in the county are you bringing people in from?
So we implement the program within, towns.
Yeah.
Gardner, Westminster,
Winchendon.
Winchendon
Did
this
they have to
season.
come down to Linwood for a meeting?
They did this time because we have great space at the chamber
Right.
that we utilize, which is great. Thank you, Jeannie.
Yeah.
So
She's fantastic.
she's great.
It is.
So we do have them come down. We do it all, half-day training, and yeah, they're actually happy to come,
Right, 'cause
Down,
that's
yeah.
a good little trip
Yeah.
down from Gardner and
Winchendon,
yeah.
Winchendon and,
Yeah.
The kids are just at their school. The kids stay at their location,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
whichever
Yeah.
one, until
so
the
the
race.
coaches travel down.
Yes,
But
And
then
then
they all
they-
come
Once a
down to
season.
Worcester for your
The race.
5K.
Right.
5K.
Right.
Oh, so everybody can take a trip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's amazing how many of the girls don't necessarily know each other in their own school.
Yeah.
So they may sign up for Girls on the Run with a friend, but then there
Well,
are
the different grade levels come together.
right, and even in their grade level, girls that they might not have been in class with yet. So they still get a chance to meet, even though they're already in the same
schools
community,
are so much bigger now.
and they, get a chance to
Yeah.
meet some other girls from their grade, from the grade above or below, and just
Yeah.
get to
That
know
was
a
one
few
of
more.
my most favorite things about it was it is 3rd, 4th, and 5th. However, at that age, there isn't always an after-school sports program at that
Right.
time. So you have girls that would have played, soccer or whatever, but they can go to this right after school. And then you have girls that maybe would never go out for a soccer team, and they come together in that early ages, and they're the ones saying hi to each other in the halls. And they grow and they learn to appreciate everyone's uniqueness at
Yeah,
that
most-
young age.
Most schools don't have any programs till they get into middle school,
Right.
right?
Right.
Which in some cases is 6th grade or
Yeah,
better.
which is a tough time for
Yeah.
kids. So,
Yeah.
Middle school is the worst. The teachers will tell you that.
yeah.
The transition period when they're still kids but becoming adults and,
Right,
yeah, tough time.
especially the upper middle school.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, and there's no sports program, so there's nothing fun. Now, what are the age groups that you start out with?
So our elementary program, which we call Girls on the Run, is grades 3 through 5.
Wow, 3.
Yeah, and then we do a curriculum for the middle school called Heart and Soul, and that's grades 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Oh, okay, now grade 3, about 8 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a lot of second graders that are asking to do the program, but we tell them you gotta wait till 3rd grade.
They
yeah,
can
yeah.
get, the anticipation can
Yeah.
be even better, and they can get
Right,
excited
right.
to.
Yeah.
But
start
they-
third.
they might be a little bit too young to handle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and, yeah, because then, yeah, it's gotta be a lot of trouble for the coaches, because you gotta keep an eye on everybody all the
Yes.
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know, anybody wandering off or
Right.
Right,
doing something they're not supposed to be doing or whatever.
right.
And you might have a little infighting here and there, right?
Oh, there's always little things
There's
here
always
and
different
there, right? But
personalities.
that's part of the
Yeah,
can
that's
be
part of growing up, that's what
and right,
happens with
and that
kids.
can just work right into the lesson sometimes.
Yes,
So it's perfect. It's almost better that way because the girls
Right.
need to learn how to deal with things that aren't always perfect and people that aren't always easy to deal with. So they
Wow,
learn a lot from that.
well, you like getting contributions, why don't we make that announcement too?
Yes, we like getting
We love
contributions.
getting
You need money to
contributions.
operate.
It is
Yeah.
tax deductible. We are a nonprofit, 501c3.
And-
But we are looking for sponsors too. So we have a program that you can adopt a school. There's a huge need in Worcester. We met with a Worcester school today, and there's a lot of schools in Worcester that have no after-school programming at all, especially in the middle school. They have no middle school sports at all in Worcester Public
Wow.
Schools. So we, those are a lot of the towns that we want this program to be in. But it takes funding, because we certify our coaches, we pay CPR certification,
Tell
We
what
train
the
them.
costs are. Make sure you
And we have to pay
share
for
Yeah.
curriculum
Yeah.
too.
what the costs are, because if some people think it costs a lot, they should know why.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you have to buy the curriculum from the national organization, right?
correct.
But again, we background check all of our coaches, CPR
Yeah.
certified, and we train them.
Yeah, it's all the
Costs
cost
money,
of all
yeah.
that, yeah.
Right, right.
And the 5K itself, obviously, when we have police detail, permits for the park, we've got to pay for all of that as well.
And is there a cost during the program? You have to buy any kind of supplies or?
Yeah, so each team gets what we call a coach box, and we provide them with all of their team supplies. So they get the curriculum, they get all of the activity sheets, everything they need to run the program from, day 1 to, day 20. Is
I know you
it,
supply T-shirts,
Yep.
we provide
Water
T-shirts,
bottles.
water
Yeah.
bottles, their 5K entry.
water bottles as well, and,
Yeah.
yeah, and that can be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So the T-shirts, you get sponsors to put their names on the T-shirts, and that helps pay for that, right?
Correct.
Her council, her group is also paying for scholarships for,
Yeah,
the
so
ones that-
we offer scholarship assistance, so what, I like to call it scholarship assistance because the girls are awarded, a scholarship if they need it. So it's financial assistance, and they, for those that qualify. So pretty much our guidelines follow
Okay.
this
Well, that's
free and
something
reduced
else.
lunch.
If they come from a family that doesn't qualify, there is a fee, right?
Right.
Okay, you can announce that. How much is it?
Yeah, so it's $165 for the
Uh-huh.
10 weeks,
Oh, for a
and that
10-week
includes the
program.
5K entry as well.
3
Yeah.
hours a week, it's an
3
hour and a
hour-
half. Each session is an
No,
hour
that's
and a
not
half.
really that bad. I mean, when you come
Compare it
down
to a soccer
Yeah.
Sports
team or
fee
anything
or,
else.
yeah,
Yep.
right.
and you're almost like a daycare.
Right.
But now, that's for people that, but if they don't have the money, you'll come up with it for them.
Right, that's
And
why
then
we
they also have to
fundraise.
get a good
Fundraise,
pair of running shoes.
Yep, if they
But,
need
I
it.
mean, what they spend on the kids for after-school stuff, in some cases, that's not a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty equivalent
Yeah.
to
For a program.
a
Yeah.
town sports program.
But now you get sponsors to pay for the kids that don't have it.
Correct.
Now, in the city, it's gotta be a lot, you must have a lot of kids that qualify.
Yes.
How do you qualify them? How do you know for sure?
So we do request background supporting documentation, so it's basically household income, which follows the free and reduced lunch scale.
Oh, okay, use the
So-
same type of program that you use for the lunch program.
Right.
Well, you could actually get that information from the school, right?
Yeah, and, the first few seasons, we were small enough that we would request that from the school.
Right.
And we would get the letters from the school, but as we grow, we'll probably serve, I'd say almost 700 to 800 girls this year.
Wow.
As we grow, we request per
Yeah.
family, so the family
And that's
needs to
just in
provide.
your section, Worcester County.
Yes, yeah,
That's quite a few people to take on.
yeah,
Wow.
a
That
lot of
is-
little girls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, you're doing some great things here because who knows what direction they would have went if they hadn't got into the program.
Girls, do you want to share why you think it's important?
Yeah.
Sure. So it's important because when some girls that might not have as much confidence or might not have as many friends and might not be as popular as some people, they get there and there are many girls that maybe they have never met, but it's almost like they're part of this one big family
Yeah.
that's going to help, that can kind of, and they're going to learn so many lessons that is going to help them later on in life and get them through more things. And also you make many friends there that you would have never met without
Yeah.
the program.
Like what you were saying about the family, it's kind of like your like after school program to go and not be judged. Like in your family, you're not going to actually be like really judged and laughed at. So it's kind of like your safe space almost, because you're not going to get judged. You're going to be yourself and be respected for who you are.
Oh,
Love it.
yeah, you learn that it doesn't matter whether you're popular or not, as long as you're popular with yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You're a good person.
Yeah. The only person you have to satisfy in life is yourself. And in the right way, too.
Right, right.
Yeah. I gotta congratulate, that webpage is great. I don't know who did your webpage, they did a good job.
Yeah.
Well done.
We use the national platform, but it's Exit Row Solutions, so they do a fabulous job.
Yeah, really, it's a very good webpage.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to go to it, well, why don't you give the web address, so it's not quite, if you type in Girls on the Run Worcester, it will come up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take it direct, but I did go direct, it's in your pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
It's what,
GOTR hyphen WORC.org.
Yes. And I'll tell you, it's worth going to, ladies and gentlemen, it really is. I mean, you can learn a lot from it, you got a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And you
thank
can donate on the website,
Thank
too.
you.
Yes. You can become a coach on the website and register your daughter as well.
Yeah, there you go. Now, if there's not a program in the school that the daughter's going to, how would you handle that if they register?
Katie?
Well, they could, depending on the schools, if there isn't one at their school, if it's a parent, they can always contact us and start getting involved in getting the site up and ready. So basically become a site liaison for that school for us.
Not necessarily coach, but someone to help set it up.
Yes, and if they want to, they could coach as well.
Do you find the schools are familiar with the program now? And so it's, when you walk into a school, they know what you're here for.
I think it's growing for sure in the Worcester area, Worcester County for sure. It's we've kind of taken an organic growth strategy since we started because it's just a few of us and running things, and I have a great board, but we're all volunteers and we're all trying to make things happen. So, but it's growing, and I think the more people hear about it, it's they're like, why hasn't this program been in this area before?
Right.
And when somebody wants to start a program, they're more invested in it than Karen just trying to
Selling
get
it,
people to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So if they want to start it, they'll help make it happen. Karen
They- yeah,
can't.
they'll
Karen
work harder
Katie
at
can't
it.
make it happen at every school.
Yes.
So it's been neat to see it happen
Yeah.
that way. People are reaching
Yeah.
out to them all the time.
Yeah, and then if they reach out, and they reach out to someone else that they know, and the first thing you know, it grows into a nice little program, and everybody's happy, and it
People
works out
hear
well.
about it and want to
Yeah.
know more about it and want it in their community.
Yeah.
But you have to replace people all the time because the girls get older, and not replace the girls, but I mean your coaches, because a lot of them come in. It's like scouting. The parents get involved, but then
Keep
when
it
the kid
fresh.
moves
Sure.
on,
Yeah.
they move on.
Yeah, we definitely, we have some coaches that, their children are grown, so they
They
just,
stay
they
at it.
still wanna be involved, with the
Oh.
program, and actually I was trying to get my mom involved. She,
Oh, really?
Yeah, and, she's afraid she'll be a little too harsh on the kids. But, it's a great opportunity to connect with the youth in your community, and we have probably the highest percentage of teachers are volunteers because they see what their students are dealing with in school. They come to us, especially in Northbridge. One of our coaches this season is a first grade teacher at primary school, and she heard about the program and she couldn't wait to
Wow.
bring it to her students. So unfortunately she teaches at the primary school, so she doesn't have grades 3 through 5. So she's going to go over to Balmer after school, and she's going to coach twice a week.
Oh.
After teaching all
After
day.
teaching kids
Yeah.
all day, she's going to go do that because she
Gonna
believes in the
revisit some
program
of the
so
students
much.
she had
Yeah.
probably in
Yeah.
first grade.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gonna have the kids that moved up
Right.
Yeah.
over in her class over
Right.
there.
Yeah, so we trained her back in January, and she's so excited for the program.
Well, I
So-
know that, years ago, teachers got more involved, but then because of the unions, they can't, they have to be paid, and the school doesn't have the money, so a lot of after-school programs evaporated.
Or run by other people. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or find
But this
out,
gives
yeah.
them a chance now to get back, because you're not part of the school system, you're independent of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gives them a chance to get back into working with the kids. Because, let's face a lot of people go into teaching, because they like working with kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a tough part of the job. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah.
I think it's nice for them too, though, to be, like you said, when they're not with the school, when they're coaching these girls, so they're gonna be seen differently than as the teacher in the first grade.
Right.
So it's nice for them to connect in a different way.
yeah,
outside
they
of
get
school.
to know them differently.
Yeah,
But of course,
More
they still got to address them as Miss or Mrs. or
Yes.
whatever. Yes.
Right. Well, the coach, sometimes
Coach,
they
yeah.
could call them coach.
Yeah.
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 A lot of them, if they've had her before or had a teacher before, will probably instinctively use Mrs. or Miss or Mrs. But
Right.
Yeah. I'm just amazed that you do this, though. It could take up so much of your time.
We love it, though. It's great, and
'Cause
it's.
you don't get a paycheck out of this.
Katie and I actually just started drawing a paycheck.
A pittance, you might
Yeah,
say.
yeah. Just.
Because
You
you're
know.
putting in tremendous amount of
Yeah,
hours.
we both work, in the office for, 40 hours a week, and,
Wow.
today we were in Worcester, you know,
Yeah.
meeting with people and just trying to, you know, spread the word about this program and
Yeah.
bring it to as many people as we can.
And you find it kind
So-
of becomes part of your life every time you're somewhere, you're out and about, you're talking about the program, making
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
connections
it's a
with people.
24-hour thing. I mean, it's not something you go home and forget about.
Right,
No, because that's one thing, that's the kind of job you like, though,
yes.
you know. That's the kind of job I always wanted. That's what I got now.
Yeah.
You
Enjoy
don't
it.
mind working at it. You enjoy working at it all
It's
the
not
time.
work when
Yeah.
you like it,
Yeah,
right?
it's not work, right, it's not
Right.
work. It's a pleasure, it's a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. If you can make a little something, hey, that's even better.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, I mean, you do have expenses too. I mean, you gotta drive out to these places and you don't have a company car for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and like, you know, we have a website and
Yeah,
we have, you know, lots of bills to pay as
Yeah, I
far
was
as
gonna
like
say.
operating costs,
Yeah.
Insurance, we
yeah.
pay, we
Yeah,
have
that's,
liability.
there must be insurance involved for all the kids. You can't,
Coaches,
you have to have some
yes.
kind of coverage.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have liability insurance for all our sites that we're at
Yeah.
and,
God forbid anyone gets hurt.
yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, we report to a board of directors, our board is covered, that costs money, so,
You have a
There's-
local board of directors?
Worcester County, yep, yep.
Oh,
So we have, you know, great people on our board that
yeah,
are from several communities across the, you know, a few of them in Worcester, some of them are up in Gardner and,
oh,
yeah.
wow.
So from Northbridge, Uxbridge,
Where do you have your
Benton.
meetings? You have them down at Linwood?
we actually, we are gifted space every month from WPI. So they
Oh.
sponsor us every month, so we have a meeting every, you know, last Monday of every month, so that we can.
At WPI?
Mhm.
You get to use their field at all?
We haven't yet, but,
They got a
Might-
nice,
might
they built a
happen.
nice field there.
mhm,
Spent a lot of money.
yeah.
Bet.
Check it out.
Beautiful track.
Yeah, it's
you
That
oughta-
could be a potential for a
What's the
5K.
new
Great
site?
facility.
Yeah, you ought to look into that. It's
Mhm.
a beautiful setup there. They did a great job. They spent a lot of money at that place.
Yeah,
But, yeah, it's a great school.
yeah, they've been great to us.
Oh, and of course, now you rent your office space at the Linwood Mill?
Yeah, Bill and Patty are
Yeah.
awesome.
But, you know, they can't do it for free. They
Right.
gotta pay their bills too, so.
Right, we tried to get it for free, you know, so I gotta pay the heat, you know.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right? No, we love them over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course, Jeannie gives you some space when you
Jeannie
need it.
is fantastic.
She's been awesome. yeah.
She's helped with our coaches training and everything.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
lucky, that whole area
Yeah.
is, everyone's great.
Yeah,
She is amazing what
She
she
is.
does for the valley. You know, I do a radio show with her once a week, the one you were on,
yeah,
and it's amazing what she does. I mean, put a tremendous amount of work in.
She's got a lot of energy.
yeah, she does,
Yeah.
and she's, you know, she believes in the Black Sun Valley for sure, and
Oh,
she's-
yeah, well, she's really done a lot to bring business into the valley. and-
Yes.
Yeah,
And really,
Single-handedly.
yeah. So one thing I say, Hannaford is the sponsor, huh?
yeah, we've worked with Hannaford's, quite a bit, especially the one in Uxbridge,
Yeah.
Tony over there, and,
But you got a program now, if you go buy a reusable bag,
mhm.
the donation goes to your organization?
Yeah, so we actually reached out to all the Hannafords in Worcester County, and I think this month we're in Brookfield.
I say, I was in Brookfield.
Yeah, so we've done it in Gardner and Uxbridge, and
Actually, it's in North Brookfield.
yeah,
Oh.
North Brookfield. So yeah, so that's kind of our fundraiser for the month over there.
Oh, okay, so they
Sure.
alternate between stores then?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's good. I mean, it's good. There's another, you know, if we have people, we're on the internet. I have people from Florida that watch this show. I have people,
Hey, Florida.
Nice and warm.
I have cousins in Poland who have watched the show.
Oh,
Yeah, because we're on the
nice.
internet.
Sure.
And I communicate
Wow.
with them on Facebook. So there are some good points of social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's true.
It
Those
makes
are
the
the good
world
things.
smaller for
Yes,
sure.
oh,
Sure.
tremendously small.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's a great resource.
I'm old enough to remember when Telstar was the first TV satellite to go up. That was 1963, and that was, oh my God, we're seeing pictures from Europe live.
Oh.
I mean, now you pick up your telephone and you can look at pictures from Europe live.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's amazing today.
Yeah.
But that's also makes it important for these girls to have this organization to help them get through all this new stuff now.
Yeah, we definitely talk about cyberbullying and, you know, just like what these girls are seeing on social media too.
Yeah.
And that, you know, the Photoshop and all of that is definitely something that we talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a telephone in my house until I was 12 years old. Now everybody's got
Now
their own.
they're carrying their own, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and God, you can't be without it.
I know.
Mine keeps going off. because someone
You're
sent
very
it.
popular.
I hear it.
That's a I should have shut it off.
It's Florida,
Somebody
Colin.
sent a text, yeah.
Poland.
I know, I heard mine go up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a different world today, in a smaller world,
Mm-hmm.
and you connect more with everybody. And the bullying, oh, God, I know there's always been bullying, but today it's worse than ever.
Well, because people can do it behind screens,
Yes,
and it's very cowardly, and so people can get away with it.
Yeah, today we had like an assembly about cyberbullying. We were just talking about one of the main reasons why that happens because it's because like they don't see you face to face, because if they saw you face to face they probably wouldn't even say
Right.
it.
You
Yeah.
also don't see the reaction. Like sometimes when you go up to someone and you say something hurtful that could hurt their feelings, and you see them get mad or you see them get sad, it's like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. But when you're
Might
behind
have
a
remorse,
screen,
yeah.
you're like, oh, they'll never like know who I am. They don't know like my
Yeah.
name, so it's very different.
Right.
they don't know you and they can't punch you in the face.
Right, that's exactly it. It's very cowardly.
We're down to the wire here, so I want to give you a chance. Anything you want to say about to the audience about donations or joining up or whatever?
I will say that our spring registration is open for Northbridge Bomber School. We have several spots. I will tell you that flyers are going out soon, so get on the website and register, because
Fill
we
out.
always have a full team at Bomber and a waiting list. So, you know, jump on that. We do have a middle school program at the Northbridge Middle School. We had a great team last season, and we're looking forward to running that again with the same coach, one of the teachers there. And it's going to be, you know, a great spring, and we're really looking forward to it. Another thing I would say is that we are looking for not only 5K sponsors, but program sponsors. So if you're a business out there in the area and you want to connect with us and, you know, contribute to our amazing program, go to our website and reach out to us that way.
Yeah, if you're looking to volunteer and you don't have time to coach for those hours during the week, there's also an area you can sign up to help out at our 5K too. Just a one-day only volunteer.
Yeah, which takes place at the park in Worcester,
Yes.
right over there on Lake Street.
I would like to add too that we are looking for junior coaches at both Bomber School and at the middle school. And it's a great opportunity to earn volunteer hours, but also just to connect with the girl you once were, if you are, you know, a young girl that's looking for community service hours.
What are the, in high school, what grades would you say?
Any high schooler, so
Okay.
9th through 12.
9 through 12, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever.
Yep.
And again, you can get some credits, which you're gonna need to graduate.
Yeah, it looks
And have a
great on
great
your
time doing
resume.
Yeah.
But it, you know, it's a win-win too, because we help you learn how to speak in front of a group and work with kids and give instructions, have patience. But it's a great way to give back to, you know, students and
Right.
in the community. So
The young kids love it. The boys love it in flag football when the team coaches. They did it in basketball in the youth program. It's the same thing. This is another chance for girls who may not have had
Okay.
another opportunity.
Well, the computer turned us off, but we're still being recorded, so. But I'm gonna say so long, and we will see you next week on About the Valley.
great.
You see the computer shut
Thank
us
you.